I'm here with a new reading vlog. It is 9:49 on Saturday, April 26th. I am currently reading Reminders of Him. I'm 38 pages in, so not very far. I wanted to make sure I actually started this from the beginning, basically, unlike the last two vlogs where I've been like 100, 200 pages in, which is not the point, but maybe we'll get 2 books in this reading vlog because this one isn't too long. But the last day of the month is Thursday, right? No, Wednesday. Wednesday's the last day. So we will see. I'm reading Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I feel like I just said this. This one follows a mother who, or I guess she is a mother. She's not, but doesn't matter. Her name's Kenna Rowan. She goes to prison for 5 years on, is it 2nd-degree manslaughter? It sounds like she was drunk driving and crashed. I could be wrong. And her boyfriend died. She was pregnant at the time. And now she's out of prison. It's 5 years later, and she wants to be a part of her 4-year-old daughter's life. And that is our female character. Our male character ends up being her partner who passed away's best friend. And I don't even know. I'm like kind of reading it. I don't know where she gets a job, but basically that's our main character. We're following Ledger and Kenna. This does not start the way I thought it did. For some reason, I was getting vibes like, because Kenna's 26. For some reason, I thought she was going to be like early 30s, just out of prison, a little like rough around the edges, like has some life experience. And then he kind of reminded me of Knox from The Things We Leave Behind. I don't know. I'll pop a picture on the screen right here. He reminds me of Knox from that, or that was the vibe I was getting from the back. But that is not who our characters are at all, which they didn't have to be. That's just what I created in my head. This starts out with Kenna getting out of prison. She comes back to this town where everything happened, and she's been out for about 6 months, has saved up some money, gets an apartment, like she's really trying to do this right. Kenna has been in prison since she was 21, so basically still a kid figuring out being an adult. She really has no life experience. She kind of has this, like, I'm going to say the word wrong. She's like naivety. I don't know. She's a little naive, a lot more like soft. I was thinking someone who was just like a little bit more like just like run at home, and really fight. She just, not in a bad way. Neither character's bad. She's just a little more gentle and soft than I thought we were gonna get. And then he is an ex-football star who owns a bar now. And how it meets is she's in the bar drinking a Coke and some water, writing in her notebook, trying to figure out her plan for life. And he's there working, and it's kind of like an instant attraction. And they end up like making out right away at the beginning because he invites her back to the bar. And the thing that I don't like about it is he doesn't know it's her, but she knows. So he doesn't know it's her, but she does know who he is. So I guess he is her boyfriend who passed away's best friend, but they never actually met. The day they were supposed to meet, Ledger canceled. So she recognizes the name. She didn't know who he was, but she registers that when he tells her her name, and she gives him her middle name. So I don't really like that it's kind of starting out with that lie, because that's a big deal. Like, even though I can understand where she would really have to work for that second chance in life, the terms around him dying are a little bit different. It still is her fault, but that is something you'd really hate another person for. And like, fairly so, if your best friend was killed because the person was drinking and driving. Like, I get it. So for them to start out on that foot, and her, like, she, like, kisses him and then stops when she realizes who it is, but then still makes out with him later, and it's just, like, 5 minutes later, and it's just weird. And I don't like that aspect. But, to say the least, I did like It Ends With Us, and I did like Verity, so I have high hopes for this one. I know Coho has some controversy. I'm just here to read the book. I'm not interested in all that stuff. This is also going to be a movie, and the guy from Outer Banks who plays JJ is going to play, I think, probably Ledger, so I really want to read this. I'm excited for that movie. I did not see It Ends With Us when it came out. I don't plan to, just because, not even with all the controversy and stuff like that, I never planned to see it to begin with because I don't like the changes they made. Before everything came out, I don't think Blake's the right fit for Lily Blooms. I wish they didn't age her up. Just leave her, she's 23, 24 in the book. Leave her there. It's fine. That's where it's supposed to be. I don't like any of that. I don't think it's necessary. So for that and just like aging it all up and changing it in that way, I'm not gonna ever watch it. Also, I picture Dylan O'Brien. They say picture him as Atlas, and I can't picture anyone else as Atlas, so I'm good. I don't know. Other than that side tangent, I'm excited to see this as a movie. If I like the book, I guess I don't know what I think yet. And then she has Regretting You is becoming a book too, and I don't own that one. I've owned this for a few years, and I own the other two. Ted, we're gonna go in a second. Oh my gosh, he has a bone in his mouth. He's just dramatic. There's one bag in the trunk, and he's kicking it around. Probably so he can chew the bone on the bag. Okay, I'm just gonna say, reading this, I'll check in later. But we're gonna go because he's loud. But happy Saturday. I hope everyone has a good Saturday. Goodbye. Hello, it is Saturday. I'm like trying not to cry. I'm kind of laughing because I'm still a little, I don't know. I'm probably gonna cry after I talk about this. I finished this. Basically read the first 38 pages on Wednesday, and I finished it today. I don't even know what time it is. This really hurts your heart a little bit. Like, it really, like, even with how happy it ends, the fact that he dies and so many people love him, it's like one of the worst feelings, like, just like picture in your life. Which maybe that sounds like kind of selfish. I don't even want to look at the camera because editing this is going to be not fun. I'm probably going to think about this for a while. I don't know. And the crazy thing is, knowing who the cast of Scotty and Ledger and Kenna is, I don't know, it just like, it all works. Like, it's a perfect cast for these characters. And it was kind of fun just being able to picture each one of them, and like, I'm a very visual reader and can build it up, but like actually having the actors and actresses they picked to play those three characters, I just pictured them. It was so good. It was so sad. Like, just, I don't know. I thought it was a really good book. I'm really excited to see the movie, even though that is going to make me bawl. That is going to hurt. This is such a bad check-in. This is 2 minutes of me just like staring at this book. It's ended in I just don't know. I don't read a lot of sad books, and one of my least favorite things is when someone, like, it's one thing to read a fantasy and your favorite character dies. Like, Fourth Wing, when Liam dies, still makes me sad. Because love Liam in Fourth Wing, favorite character, still rips my heart out. Still cried in it, but then this is like someone dying and things that happen just in the everyday life, even if it isn't in the context of her being responsible for his death, which she is. But I don't know, that is just like one of those things that really hits, because you can just, even if that wasn't it and just you lost somebody in a car accident, because there's books and movies about that, it just really rips something out of your chest. Or when someone falls in love and one of them dies, and I'm having this really sentimental moment, and I keep a bearded dragon closure down here because he walks around the room, and he is, now that I've gotten up because I was reading next to him, now he's moving around. So give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. I feel like I'm just gonna mumble about this. I don't even know what we're gonna pick next. I don't know. I'm just, okay. My thoughts are just a disaster. I'm gonna watch this clip back and just be like, this is a mess. But just like the idea of like someone just losing someone they love, if it's like not just a car accident, but not in this book where alcohol's involved, like if it's just a regular car accident and someone dies tragically that way, or just anything that's just tragic and sudden, and you have to just watch them grieve through it, rips my heart out. I don't read a lot of it, because it really just, I don't know. I know everyone doesn't like it, but I really hate it. It's like I read this and I think it's a great book, and I'm between a 4 and a 5. I don't know. Like I said, I know she has controversy, but I think she writes really well. At least out of the 4 I've read, I know there's more controversy, I think, around like, what is it? I'll have to put the picture up. The one that's like called Ugly or something like, or I don't remember what it's called. I'm just like, my brain's short circuiting. I don't know. I think this is written really well. It's like intriguing. It pulls me in. I read it in one day, so it's good. Just even seeing like the forgiveness that are the guy who dies, the parents give her, just getting to see her finally interact with her daughter. It's just, all of it just rips your heart out. And then you get to the end and there's just those little things of like what the title is, reminders of him, and it makes your heart hurt a little bit. It makes you sad. And it's even just a story, but it can happen to anybody. And it's just like, for me, it's like, in this world, they are real. And it's just like, I'm glad they're all happy, but it's like you wish Scotty was alive still. And the movie's going to be so good. So I'm going to stop filming. I'm going to do something that makes me a little bit happier, because I'm going to think about this too much. And I will be back when I pick up my next read. I hope everyone had a great Saturday. Hello, I am back. It is Sunday morning. I thought I would just pop in and check on this, since we got 2 clips of me reading this yesterday. One when I started it and it not being anything like I thought it was going to be. Not in a bad way. I just apparently plotted out this whole book before I ever read it. And then me crying at the end after I finished it. And basically one day. So I don't even know. See, I'm just tongue-tied again. I just think I came off a little harsh in the beginning, because it starts out like a little spicy, which threw me off on top of it, but it really does. It's a really good story. I really like this. I don't know what I'm even doing. I don't even know what I want to read next. It's Sunday, 11, did my tuned into church, and then I just got out of the shower, so my hair's all wet and I'm kind of toasty right now. I kind of just want to chill today. I don't really have any chores to do. I have to pick up the kitchen a little bit, but that's just because I ate breakfast, so I'm not really cleaning. But I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't even know what I'm talking about. We have little D here. I just want to sit at home and hang out with the lizards. I don't know what I want to read next. In my last vlog, I talked about a whole bunch of things I wanted to read, like Onyx Storm. I don't know if I'm ready to read Onyx Storm yet. Like, I want to be caught up, but I just don't think I'm ready for it quite yet. I do want to finish Throne of Glass. And then the other one was The Court of Thorns and Roses. I wanted to finish that series and kind of catch up in series, but I also, for some reason, want to read Bone Season. It's one of those because I have the new editions. I should grab them really quick. 1 second. Okay, I really want to reread the Bone Season because she rewrote them all. It's like, look how chunky that. I don't remember it being that chunky. Should I pause it and grab the old one? Because, okay, I own the first 4 books in the old font. Have I read them all? No, I've read the first one. And then they came out with the new covers, and I love these. It's the same way with the Jack the Ripper series. I own too many of those, and I need to just donate one of them. I have the original hardcover because I just like that hardcover style. I have the original paperbacks because they're the tall floppy ones, and now they remade them. And I love them too. I have just the first one, but I want to replace those. Okay, let me grab the Bone Season, the old cover, because this feels a lot chunkier. So we should see what the size difference is. I love that I'm talking about this, and I don't even think this is what we're going to read next, but we'll get there. 1 second. Okay, this is the old cover. I like this cover. I just think it's cool and different. What is the page count on this? Oh, I want to read this. I loved reading this. I read this like 4 years ago for the first time. So good. I like Shannon Samantha though, or Samantha Shannon, 2 first names. Not that that's a bad thing. I just always love it because you just get it in the wrong order. But I do love her writing. She does such a good job. So 525, font, kind of like that. Don't read the words, just look at the font. And then the new 525, $562, so about a 50-page difference. Is the font different? No, font's like the same. Book 1 and 2. Not the best, but it's relatively the same. This book was so good. I also have this on Kindle or on Audible because I hybrid a lot of things, so I own that. But I don't think it would work. Would they update it on there? It doesn't matter. These covers are so beautiful. Just like I was saying, the Jack the Ripper ones are beautiful, and then this is my favorite series. You see it? Yeah, right here. Ember in the Ashes. They come out with these new paperbacks, and the spines make a picture. I think there's a clip before this of my bookshelf, and these are in it. But I think they're so cool. I really want to reread this series too because I loved it. This is the only series, well, not the only, but one of the very few that I've just read straight through. Usually I stop just because I'm good at remembering things. I can just pick up. So a lot of the times I might read the first 2 books, like I think it's over here. And this section's the Zodiac Academy. I have book 8 and 9 left. And I've read them in 3. So I read the first 3, I think, in 2024. And then I read a few at the beginning of 2025. And then, and then I read 5, 6, and 7 all back to back. And now I'm ready to go back to it, but I still remember everything I need to. But I am debating reading this next. I'm also debating reading Regretting You on my Kindle by Colleen Hoover, because that one's also becoming a movie. And I don't own that one. I just don't know if I want another one of these, because I don't know if that's one of her newer ones. I know this one was, and it ends with this was. And they just kind of like hit me in the feels. So I don't know if I want another one. But I also know I could read that one by the end of April. And the last day of April is Wednesday. And I feel like that's doable. Whereas this, I can't see myself having this done by Wednesday. But I really want to read this because now I'm just thinking about all the cool things that happen. I also think I want to read Crescent City, which would be, I'll just read the first one and then read nothing else. So I'm kind of in a dilemma. I don't know where I want to go. So I'm going to have to come back later and once I pick something, and we'll see where I am sitting. But I just wanted to say this was really good. My opinions, I didn't really vlog any of it because I kind of was running around doing some errands and visiting with some family members, and then I came home and just finished it. So it was kind of just a clip of not what I expected to just loving it and being in tears. But overall, I'm going to stick with 4.5 stars on this. And then once I pick another read, I'm going to come back. But I just don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm thinking. But I will check in with you guys later. Happy summer. I'm here with a check-in. It is about 2 o'clock now. My dog's staring at me. Are you gonna come in here or are you gonna stand there? Okay. I decided to read Regretting You by Colleen Hoover. I read the back of it, but it doesn't really tell you what's happening. And I'm now, I don't know, 5 or 6 chapters in. This one is gonna be a rough one. This one, it sounds like this one is about a girl and her daughter are our 2 main points. It's Clara is the teenage daughter and Morgan is the mom. And it follows both of their timeline after something tragic happened. So Morgan had Clara when she was 17. And there's like kind of some butting heads between them because Clara doesn't want to be like her. And basically Morgan married her high school sweetheart, who's the father of Clara. And then Morgan's also really close with her sister, and her sister dated this guy named Jonas in high school for a couple months, and then he seriously broke up with her, and flash forward 17 years, they have a kid together, like just 2 months ago after meeting up 9 months ago for the first time in years. And now I was kind of wondering what this tragic event was. It sounds like her sister and her husband have a thing. It also sounds like Jonas might like Morgan in high school, and I'm thinking that's why he left, but nothing ever happened between them in that way. But it sounds like Jenny, her sister, and her husband are having an affair because they were in a car accident. And I think we're going to be following the aftermath of that, which is really sad on top of that tragedy. And then there's that new baby. I don't think the husband dies. What is his name? Chris. I don't think he dies, but it sounds like the sister might have died. So I'm actually intrigued. I'm going to go and watch more of it, but I wanted to do a check-in. I'm just having a lazy day. I decided I was between Regretting You. Let me grab them. I was between Regretting You, The Bone Season, and then A Court of Mist and Fury. I think I'm going to go this direction next because I do not think I can finish these by Wednesday, whereas this, I can eat that up pretty quick. I'm already really interested. So I'm just going to hang out, probably check in later tonight, try to get a little bit of B-roll, but I'm kind of being lazy today. I'm just not super into anything. I did start listening to it on Everand and walked my dog. It is super windy outside though, and I don't love when it's super windy and I'm getting pushed around when I go for a walk. So I might go back out later and pick some dandelions to wash and give to the lizards because they love that. But I'm just chilling. And those are our reading plans, and I will be back later. Thank you. All right, I am here with a check-in. I've read a couple more chapters. I'm about to take a little break. It's good, but I'm laughing because it's just like really tragic. So they both passed away, the husband, Chris, and the sister, Jenny. They were having an affair. And that 2-month-old baby, which I kind of figured probably isn't Elijah, who is the one that was dating Jenny. This is gonna get bad. This is gonna get bad. Like, it's so good though. Like, every time I read one of her books, even the one that I read, I think it's Heartbones, I didn't really love that one. I think I gave it 3 stars. Everything I read by her is so intriguing. Like, I just eat it up. I don't think I've ever read a book from her that I haven't read in a day or 2 days. I'm gonna try to space this one out a little bit. I'm gonna put it down, eat my late lunch, which is some little Trader Joe's pizza, kind of like the pizza bagels, but there's little mini pizzas, and then some of those spinach stuffed pastry things. Ted, don't. He was gonna take the food. I'm gonna do that. Maybe watch a little YouTube or booktube or something, because I will read that whole thing right now. Oh, and I should probably do other things. That is the thing. Like, I feel like sometimes I just don't read forever, but then when I start, I just don't stop. And it's like, even though I don't have chores, I do have to put a few things back together. I should pay attention to my dog. Like, I need to do other things, and I would just sit down and read that. And I could read that all today, but we're not doing that. But oh my gosh, I just had to come in and say that. Like, what a story. Could you imagine? That would be the worst thing to happen, to lose 2 people that have been there your whole life. Her sister's her best friend, it's her high school sweetheart, and for them to have an affair together, and then possibly a child together, and then passing it off as someone else. It's just like, it makes me kind of like sick. Like, I'm reading it and I'm just like, I see it coming, and I'm just like, you can't. Who does that to another person? Even with all your emotions, to do it to your sibling that you like have a great relationship to. It's just like gross. Like, I know it's mean because they kind of passed away, but oh my gosh, it's kind of just gross. Sickening. It's, I'm being so harsh. But it's just like, it's so bad. There's no other way to say it. That's like one of the worst things you can do. Like, you're not even cheating. I mean, you are cheating, but you're like cheating in the worst way possible. Not that it's ever good, but it's like someone you know and you love and you've spent your whole life with on both of their ends. Like, I feel bad for Morgan. It's just like, oh, I don't know. But that's where we're at. I'll check in later. I'm going to try not to do too many spoilers, but that's kind of like the gist of what we're going to go through for the next 300, 250 pages. And it'll be really interesting. But yeah, of course I pick another book that I'm definitely going to cry at, because it's tragic. Also, Colleen Hoover has a thing with like kids in books, which is fine. I don't care. It's not something that bothers me. But like, it ends with us. Lily Blooms gets pregnant. Reminders of him. Kenna comes back for her child that she was pregnant with, you know, when the car crash happened and she got out of press, and she's back for her kid. Verity has the story with the twin daughters, and there's the little boy that lives there. This one, Morgan gets pregnant when she's 17, and then, 17, you flash forward, and then there's this other baby involved, and then Heartbones doesn't have any kids involved in that one. But that's where like kids are the primary thing, and then it ends with it starts with us, obviously, there'll be a kid in it. But like, there's a lot of kids, which is like, whatever. But I just noticed they play a big role, which I think makes it sadder. Hey, Dracarys. I was just thinking about that. And also, I was thinking when I finished it, Reminders of Him, Like, I have my granny square blanket I'm making, and I still need to find one more pastel colors for books I don't read a lot of. Or not books, genres I don't read a lot of. But like, I have romantasy, fantasy, romance, and thriller mysteries, and then I'll have one other color. But I put Colleen Hoover's book under romance, but I don't feel like her books are romance. Like, they're really not. You buy them in the romance section, but I feel like they're more, I don't know, like, even Reminders of Him, there's the romance in there, there's some spicy scenes, but it's not about that. You know, like, there's so much more going on. The same thing with It Ends in Us. Yeah, there's the romance, but there's so much more going on. It's not like hopeless or heartless or reckless. Like, it's not about this grand romance and like that, getting that lovey feeling. It's sprinkled in there, but it's about like hard stuff, and it really hits. I just thought that was interesting. So I don't know where I want to put that. If I want to maybe add like 6 colors, so I have green, purple, pink, and blue, and then I'd like to get a yellow, because I was kind of just going to put everything else in yellow, because I will read a few like historicals and fictions and stuff. But am I wrong? Is nonfiction not real? Or I thought yeah, isn't it? And then fiction's real? I hate that I mix those up and I read so much. But I feel like maybe, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to leave it in romance because it's not romance. It's just, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go eat my lunch and I will be back later. Hello, it is Tuesday. I am here with a check-in. I did not read anything yesterday. We had thunderstorms and stuff, so I watched the new Twisters movie and just enjoyed watching the rain and didn't do any reading. On Sunday, I did get up to like 30% of Regretting You. I'll have a picture up here through this whole clip while I talk about it, because I am reading it on my Kindle and then listening to it on my Kindle, and they're both on Kindle Unlimited, so audio and physical is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how far I am now on our walk. I don't even know what time it is. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 6:01 p.m.
Okay, so took about an hour walk, or not an hour, maybe like 45 minutes. And I got through, I think, 4 chapters. It was 2 of each perspective. So we follow Morgan, the mother, and then her daughter, Clara. And they just lost Morgan lost her husband and then her sister, so Clara lost her dad and her aunt. There's another character, Elijah, who is Jenny's fiance kind of, and they just had a 2-month-old baby. That baby now is living with Morgan and Clara, even though it sounds like Elijah might come back. But I'm mostly here to check in because I'm kind of annoyed with Clara and her obsession with this boy in her grade named, I keep forgetting his name, Miller Adams. I am pretty sure it's just because she's a 16-year-old, and when you're 16 you kind of just have these weird fixations on your crushes and stuff. I'm 31 now, so I don't remember really well, and you know, you grow up, so like, not her, just as I'm reading it, she just does these things where I'm just like, you need to stop. Like, you need to stop. Like when she drives to the store to get diapers for her cousin, she like takes away that goes by his house, and I don't like it. And then she like ignores him when she's at the movie theater. Like when she leaves, she doesn't say goodbye to him, but then she comes home and messages him on Instagram and keeps talking to him. And there's like one part where she gets in his car because he wants her to, and then he asks 3 times for her to get out, and she like just won't get out. And I'm just like, maybe I'm just getting that secondhand embarrassment. It just makes me like cringe inside, but that aspect is kind of like driving me a little bit crazy when like you have these deeper topics we're talking about. And I really do think that is just because she's portraying like a normal 16-year-old. Like when you're 16, you're just in that weird state where you think you know everything, but you don't know anything, and you don't really fit in anywhere. I feel like that's kind of how it is from 16 to maybe like 20. You're kind of figuring it out, and then you get into your 20s and it's have to figure it all out. But that is the only like little complaint I have. Otherwise, I'm still enjoying the book. I really love Colleen Hoovers' writing. I do enjoy the books, but her 2 chapters I listened to on the walk, I am having a really hard time with just that aspect of that like obsession she has with him. And I don't understand the obsession, but then I also guess when you're 16, you just think someone's cute and you like them. So like, it does all make sense. We'll see where it goes. I am gonna go read for a little bit. I'd like to crochet a granny square because I am a little bit behind, and then I'll come back and check in again this evening once I'm fed and cleaned up and not looking a mess. And my phone also really needs to charge because I haven't charged it for a few days. But yes, that is where we're at. Other than that little aspect, I'm still enjoying the book. I didn't really read it yesterday because I'm kind of thinking going from reminders of him, which is heavy topics and made me really upset and sad at the end, even though it ends happy, going into regretting you. It like sounds bad, but like it almost feels like worse. Like they're so different, so maybe that's not fair, but it's just 2 books where it's covering a heavy topic, and I probably didn't need them back to back. So I didn't read anything yesterday. I am gonna finish it. It is the 29th today, April 29th, and I do want to finish it by tomorrow so I can start fresh in May. But that is my plan. I'm gonna go and just do some stuff, and I'll be back later. Thank you for watching. All right, I am here with a quick check-in. Still Tuesday. I don't know why I'm giggling. I don't take back what I said about the weirdness of the obsession, but you know, Miller Adams is just as obsessed with her as she is obsessed with him, so I guess it doesn't matter. So funny. Also, they pointed out that his name's 2 different beers, Miller Adams, and I didn't realize that until they pointed it out. That's so funny. I do really like how she writes like humor. Like they seem like very normal people. Like it's not weird. Like their ages seem their ages. It seems very like correct. I'm kind of hurt with like the tension between Morgan and Clara because it's like they're both going through something so hard of losing everybody, but they're just butting heads. But I mean, it makes sense though. Morgan's trying to hide everything that actually happened with this car accident from Clara, and Clara doesn't know what to do with her mom because her mom's acting weird. So it's really weird in that sense. I need to see how far I am in the book. I don't know because I've been listening to it. I sat on the deck and crocheted. I just put my dinner in the oven. I was just picking up a little bit. I always feel like I'm super neat, but then I just throw random things places. I have my whole, we're trying to TBR again for May. I have that all sitting on the couch. We have a pacing dog who just ate his dinner, but we're still pacing. And now he's going to chew on a bone. So if you hear, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's him chewing on a bone. But I wanted to pop in and check in just because I've made quite a dent. I'm going to try to come back again tonight and hopefully get a different angle. I just have an outlet to plug in the ring light here. So I've just been filming them all in front of these two little bookshelves I have. I like it so far. I also noticed the weird thing is Clara's middle name is Nicole. And then the girl in Reminders of Him, Kenna's middle name was Nicole too. So it's so weird that they have the same middle name just because it's the same author. So of all the names you could have picked, it's the middle, that's the middle name. I guess For Regretting You was written before Reminders of Him because I think that's her last book until the break. I can really see where like this will be a good movie, where both of them would be like good movie ideas because it's such like so much grief and like trying to grow alongside just finding yourself. So you kind of watch Clara constantly want to tell her Aunt Jenny things because that's who she always confided in, and realizing she can't. She also holds a lot of blame for the accident because she thinks her texting them was what caused it, and that's not what it is, but she doesn't know because Morgan's trying to protect her from learning the truth. And then I just feel bad for Morgan because it's even like, this is probably going to be spoilery and I'm sorry, but like even with the topic, like her sister, her husband cheating on her with her sister is like crazy. Like just imagine missing them because you lose them both and then learning that they're doing that. And then like as you watch it, it's like Jonah's with Jenny, but Jonah dumps Jenny 17 years ago, 2 months after 2 months of dating, because he's always liked Morgan. Nothing ever happened. That's just how he felt, and he moved on with his life, left and lived in Minnesota. And then Jenny gets pregnant with Morgan's husband. What's his name? Chris? Yeah. We don't care what his name is. Chris. And like there's like this very thing when she does some like light flashbacks of when they were kids. Jenny and Chris are very similar, where Morgan and Jonah are very similar. But it's just like you watch that, and when Jenny gets pregnant, she passes the baby off as Jonah's. But like it's kind of messed up because it's like, how long have Jenny and Chris been together? And Morgan's just hanging out there, and she does so much for everyone. So much for him, so much for her sister, constantly fixing things, completely stopped living any type of life for herself when she got pregnant, which you change, things have to change, but nobody else sacrificed anything but her. And then to figure that's how you've been treated, and it sounds like it's been going on for a long, long time. They just found this toolbox of letters, and it's so crazy to watch her just hate them. Because to be totally honest, reading it, I hate them. Like cheating in itself is wrong, but like this takes it to like the next level. And it's so just, I would just hate them too. I don't know if I could even miss them as much as I'd hate them. Because not only did they do that to you, but then they went and died. Obviously not on purpose. and then left all this for everyone else to take care of. And then there's also like these little flashback moments of things like Jenny or Chris would say when Morgan or Jonah were around that were clear indicators that there's a thing going on, but like you're never gonna think there's something going on like that. You don't want to think that. And it kind of just makes you hate them more, and it sucks because they died, and like I'm even trying to reconcile it as I read it, like, but they did some good things, and then they just keep doing these. And I think, no, these are like bad people. Like, Jenny's not a good person. Chris was not a good person. They made a bunch of horrible decisions, and they continued to do horrible decisions and hurt good people. And it's just like, did they deserve to die in a car accident? No. But like, they're not nice people. There's nothing good about them. You don't do something like that to somebody you really care about. Like, just like next level. I don't know, that was such a tangent because that is just like wild. How you would even navigate something like that. And the fact that people go through that is just crazy. But that's where we're at. We've got to be like well over halfway through the book. I don't know. I just think that concept is just like really boggles my mind. And just like as a reader, I'm just like, I would not want anything to, I would just like want to strangle him, and you can't get any answers, and you can't be angry because if you're angry, you feel bad, and it's just really crazy. But that's where we're at with Regretting You. And I don't know, I'm going to try to get a little bit of B-roll, but I did something really stupid where I went on my deck with my headphones to listen to it. And I don't know why I completely forgot that Bluetooth thing. And I didn't take my phone with me, but I couldn't charge it because I had to wear my headphones and listen to my book. And it literally just sat next to the charger, but I didn't put it on the charger because I had to listen to my book. I'm sorry, that's the dumbest thing in the world. I was literally sitting out on the deck halfway through crocheting my granny square for the day, and I was just like, huh, I could have been charging my phone this whole time. So I'm filming this click, and then it has to sit on the charger for at least an hour because it's dead. It's like 7% left. I just think that's so funny. Like the logic there, my brain quit working. But yeah, that's my check-in. I'll be back later. And yeah, okay, bye-bye. I'm here with the check-in. I just finished Regretting You. We had about 100 pages. I think I left off at 2:30 yesterday. I just wrapped it up. I was gonna film my reactions because of course I started to cry again. Not as bad as Reminders of Him, but it really wrapped up nicely. I gave it 4 stars. I am looking forward to both movies regardless of the drama like surrounding the author. They will make good movies, and that's like fair. But those were really good. That was a really nice book. I read a spoiler that not Elijah, he's a baby, that Jonah and Morgan don't get together, and I was kind of upset, but they do end up together. So sorry for spoilers, but they do. It's just a very slow process, which makes sense because people have died, and I like seeing Morgan and Clara come back together because things got really rough. Like, Clara was being real mean to the point where she was like using Miller to get back at her mom, and it was just so crazy. I also need to look at the camera, but it was a really good book. So 4 stars. I really liked it. Probably didn't need to read them back to back, but this is kind of wrapping up this video of reading those 2 Colleen Hoover books, Reminders of Him and Regretting You. And now when the movies come out, we'll be prepared. I'm probably going to watch them at home. Mostly because there's no way I'm not going to cry through both of them, just because the topics are so hard. I low-key wish there was a second book for Regretting You, because I wouldn't mind seeing more. Also, Miller's grandpa in that book is so funny. Like at the, I don't even want to spoil that part. I've spoiled enough. But at the end, they're just so funny, and just like all the little inside jokes just make me laugh. I was like crying for a couple chapters, and then I was just laughing for like the last 2 because it was just so ridiculous and stupid, but it was a really good book. I am going to film a May TBR. I have a different idea to follow a TBR. Don't know if I'll do it every month because I am a mood reader. And if my mind shifts, I'm going to go somewhere else because the Coho books were not on this month's TBR. But because I saw they were being made into movies and an actor I like is in one of the movies, I had to know what's going on. If you can hear that panting, that's my dog. Being calm is not his forte. But we did have 4, so I'll be doing a wrap up. But I have a different idea for videos next month. And I have like a good stack. I'm looking at them in front of me. I have a good stack picked out, so I'm feeling pretty good. And I'm probably going to start reading the Bone season next. Other than that, this is my wrap up. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone had a great April, and I don't know. I don't even have like a question. Let me know if you think these would make good movies. I don't know if I even talked about them really well. We'll see when I go back and edit. But that is it. I will see you in the next one.